What's going on, guys? It's Ghosty with a new video. I am a little sick, so if my voice sounds different, it's because I'm still sick. I've been sick for like the last 3 videos, but it's whatever. Hope everybody's doing great, and let's get to the vid. So, today's topic, what I want to talk about, is why modern dating sucks now. It's not the same how it used to be, and it's just way more unhealthy, more drama inducing, more stressful, and I think it's like a multiple different factors. And the first factor I want to talk about is social media and just the media in general. I mean, if we look at music today, movies, stories, posts online, they're normalizing a culture of being, um, of not being loyal, of hooking up, of being with multiple people. You see songs that brag about, oh yeah, I'm with this girl and I'm fucking somebody else. And we just see that being normalized. We see that being something that a lot of people like to brag about. They see it as something cool, and it's destroying modern day, especially teen relationships. I mean, I've seen so many people that I've spoken to try to flex like, "Oh yeah, you keep talking about I fuck more girls than you do," and I still don't understand how that's a brag. Like, yeah, sure, you hooked up with more women, but at the end of the day, it gains you nothing except like quick dopamine hits. You're gonna have issues later on in your life because of people you slept with. Because that's the other thing too. Especially I don't know for men how it works, but I know for women, um, when they've had like a very high body count and they get married, it like messes with the relationship. With men too, most likely. Like most, it's probably the same or something different. I'm not sure, but because like being intimate is something very like emotionally bonding for a girl. So when they've been with like 30 dudes and they get married, that's gonna screw up the relationship. It's gonna cause issues later on. And also, I think the issue here is gooning, or being gooners, because we've normalized so much of watching stuff like that. You look it up on Google, and I said this in my other video, but yeah, on the addictions. But you look it up on Google, and it's like, oh yeah, it's normal. Watch it, like it's not bad. Like if you do it every once in a while. But then we see, especially with Gen Z, that people be doing that, and they get this false like idea of what like being intimate is, and it leads them to try to be with like a lot of people. Also, just being socially awkward, too. That's another big fact about it is that it messes a lot with like relationship wise, how you act and treat people around you and what like your expectations are, and all of that's thanks to social media and the stuff that they're spreading online. I mean, you see on TikTok the people you talking about, um, oh, crying because I have marks on my neck from my ex who came to see me when my boyfriend was out of town, and it'll be like a woman crying, and honestly, like posting that, like it's probably for attention, it's probably not real. It's still cringe. And you see the comments, or there's people defending her. There's other people with like basic common sense, being like, "Nah, you deserve getting caught." But there's other people defending her, which is just stupid, in my opinion. And now we've normalized it. I mean, you see people who go and sleep around, have like 10 bodies, and like the span of a few weeks while they're in a relationship. I've heard stories of like I knew this one girl who had 3 dudes on a Halloween night. It's crazy. It's just disgusting and it's crazy. And it shows how our generation, our world is getting today. Another factor that I think it's to blame for the things going on and how relationship and dating sucks now is hookup culture. I mean, we've normalized so much about just have sex with whoever, and especially like during like feminist groups, you see them say that, oh, you're not being objectified if you go and you sleep around with whoever you want. That's just sexual empowerment, and you have these toxic groups of people going convincing women that, oh yeah, if you sleep around with 30 people, that's normal. That's what you should do. That's what like being empowered feels like. And it's not. And so at the end of the day, that affects your future relationships when you want to get serious. That stuff past is gonna haunt you. Because I promise you're probably gonna have people during that time, whether friends or family or whoever, that knows everything you've done, and they're gonna be with you for the rest of your life. And then you find a husband and stuff. And one thing, especially for speaking as a guy, because I can't really speak on the girl's side, but I'm probably guessing it's the same for majority, is that if we know a girl has slept around, it's been with like 30 guys, we're not gonna want that for like a serious relationship. Like that's just That's just sad. Like, if we want to be with a girl, like, date them and be serious and have a happy, like, future relationship, it's usually with people who are more, like, chill about it, who are not going to be going around hooking up with, like, a bunch of dudes just because it's fun. Like, somebody who treats their body with respect and with decency and wants to preserve it to be in a happy relationship, which we don't see that anymore. We really don't, and it's really sad. And then we have people, especially like I said, a lot of feminists. It's kind of crazy, but we have a lot of feminists trying to normalize sexual empowerment, which I think is pathetic in my opinion. Like, if you're gonna have empowerment, it shouldn't be like, yeah, go around and be a whore because that's what's gonna get you to feel powerful. It's not. Empowerment really is to work hard, be the best you can be, have respect for your own body, for yourself. That's what being empowered is. It's not, oh, because you're in college, sleep around 30 dudes at a party because why not? Go for it. No, it's fucking stupid. It doesn't matter what, like, whatever blue hair lesbian tells you, it's just fucking stupid, whether you like it or not. But also with the guys, I'm not gonna make this video saying, oh yeah, women are the problem, because they're not. Guys are the same. I've met plenty of dudes that just do the same bullshit. They'll be with a girl and then they'll be snapping 30 other girls on their phones, and I think it's just fucking pathetic. At the end of the day, it's really fucking pathetic. But unfortunately, that's what we have normalized in our generation. Another thing too, I think is a big issue is the lack of self-respect. Like, not gonna say it's the victim's fault, but we have a lot of people, guys and girls, who are in relationships and they get cheated on. And instead of leaving or telling them it's fucked up and not talking to them ever again, they end up staying, which I think is fucking stupid. But you see them staying in these relationships that they're unhappy, but they're scared to leave because they don't want to be even more unhappy without them. Although they don't realize that, yeah, if you leave, at one moment you're going to be unhappy, but in the long run, you're going to be feeling way better. And I think that that's a big issue today as well. And I'm not going to act like I'm innocent about this because I've told this story before, but I was in a relationship, complete waste of time. It was horrible. I was treated like shit for 10 months. And I stayed with her. I stayed with her the entire time. And then when I finally built up the courage to break up with her, we stayed friends, and she ended up stabbing me in the back. And I still think that's my fault for staying with that person, because that person was toxic. They were awful. But I stayed with them. And I got the repercussions of it. And a lot of people don't realize this. I met this one girl once who was dating, and she is dating a dude who's like 21 and she's 16. And the only reason she's with him is because she says that he's treated her better than any other person has, and that, oh, she couldn't find somebody as good as him, mainly because her ex cheated on her, who was of her age. I think it's disgusting. She actually didn't want to give me like any of his info or who he was. She probably knew that like I would have like done something about it, call the cops or some shit, because it's illegal. It's fucking gross. Like, if you're 21, you're talking to a 16-year-old, this is a lot about who you are as a person. You're fucking weird. That's what you are. And yeah, it's like, I feel like that insecurity, unhappiness, and earn for like a good relationship leads to people being in these unhappy relationships, which aren't good for them, but they still think it is, or they convince themselves it is, because if not, they won't be, or won't be able to find another partner, or that's what they think. And yeah, I have this other story too, and this is more about how like hookup culture ruins like your future relationships. I was with this one girl. This was during 8th grade, which I know was really young, but it was during 8th grade. I was with this one girl, and me and her were talking. My friend set me up with her, and we were talking and stuff. And during that time, I just recently broke up with my other ex, which I have a story time. I gotta prepare for her because that's a crazy story. But anyways, I was talking to this girl, and she was like, "Yeah, no, let's do this, let's do that." I'm like, "Okay." I ended up being with her, if you know what I mean. We were picking up and putting down. And ended up regretting it. I felt gross. I was like, nah, I should have waited. I wasn't really attached to her. I felt awful about it. And yeah, I shouldn't have done it if I wasn't attached. It was fucked up on my part. I'm not gonna act like I'm a complete victim. It was also my part on this. It was unfortunate. But a week later, I broke up with her. Because I'm like, I don't think this is working out. I don't think, like, we're gonna work. And I broke up with her. In reality, I told her that, like, my mom found out she didn't want me being with her. So I just used that as a scapegoat. But that's not the true reason. I just didn't want to be with the girl. Well, fast forward 2 or 3 years, and now we're all in high school, and I had this friend. Well, he wasn't a friend. He was a mutual. But we went to middle school together, and then we went to high school. And the reason he didn't know that I was with this girl is because that girl, she went to a different school. She did not go to our middle school. Our middle school was very small. She did not go there. However, they started talking. They were dating. And one of my friends told him, he's like, yo, you know that my name has been with that girl you're dating, that he was with her and stuff. And he was like, nah, that's not true. And he asked her. And she denied it completely. She's like, nah, that's not true. She just kept lying to him. And I think that's the first mistake, is lying to him. Like, if you're a liar, that says a lot about who you are. And she lied to him. She was like, nah, I never did that. That's a lie. Blah, blah, blah. Well, eventually, because his friend, who I know, I'm more friends with his friend than I'm with him, was investigating it. And they found out. She confessed. And he was heartbroken about it. And I think if she was just honest, it would have made the whole situation way better. But since she lied, it just made everything worse. And now him knowing that I was with her made him even more unhappy about it. And she lied to him a lot. Like, she kept lying. And eventually he broke up with her. And the girl, the one that originally set me up with this girl, she went to my high school. Like, I didn't see her for years because she went to there was like North Carolina, and she came back. So I went and we were talking. I'm like, yo, remember the girl? You remember her? And she's like, oh yeah, I hate her so much. And I'm like, yo, why? She's like, oh, she's such a liar. Like, she lies about everything. She's a cheater. She hooks up with anybody, and she's ghosts and like sleeps around. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I'm glad I broke up with her when I did, because I probably would have ended up being cheated on by her. Well, that's a assumption. Who knows? Maybe she didn't. I do know that when I started talking to her, she broke up with her like 9-month-long boyfriend to talk to me, which I felt kind of shitty about. And it's something that I told one of my friends that made me feel bad, because, and I found that out like after. I found that out after we've been talking. We like were dating, quotation marks, dating. But yeah, I felt bad because the relationship before that, I was basically cheated on and left for another person. And I feel like now I was doing the same thing. And I thought that was fucked up. So yeah, I find out that she's done it to like multiple people. And I'm like, damn, that fucking sucks. And I was thinking about it, I'm like, that really sucks as well, because a lot of her friends know. She was very open about it. She told a lot of people. So then later on in the future, when she tries to find a good relationship or something, if her husband or boyfriend, whatever, ever finds out, it's going to be really awkward, because, like, as a guy, if I'm be with a girl, and I find out that she slept around during high school or college, she was with a bunch of guys, I'm going to be grossed out. Like, I don't care what you may say. Me personally, yeah, I've been with a girl, so I can't like act like, oh, virgin till marriage and stuff, whatever. I'll be a hypocrite. Which, well, now my current views and the things that I've learned and found, I would rather wait till marriage. But I would rather have a girl that has barely been with a guy, or has been one or two, or is just honest to me about it and considers her body. She has common self-respect. She has basic self-respect for her body, and that she wants to treat it maturely. At that point, then yeah, it's like perfect. But when we start normalizing like hookup culture and all this stuff, I think that's like our biggest issue with how like the Gen Z dating scene has gotten. And it's sad. It's really sad. But honestly, I don't think it's gonna change. And I say that, but then you also gotta think about it. Like, during the 1920s, which was 100 years ago, it was almost the same thing. There was like horrible parties, orgies, a bunch of like hookups and stuff. And the 30s came along with the Great Depression, and the 40s and 50s happened. It was some of the best like years where people were meeting girls, getting married, being in good relationships, being happy, raising kids, and having families. Which, yeah, a lot of people don't want that today, which is very sad, because I feel like that's the basis on having like a good country and a good culture and a good civilization, is to want to be married and have kids. But when we forget about that point, when people don't want that no more, that's another reason why relationships are suck today, because people don't date to marry anymore. They date to have fun, maybe get lucky and sleep with that person, and then if they get bored, leave them and go find somebody new. And it's sad, it's pathetic, but it's really how our generation is going, and there's not really anything we can do about it as of now. But yeah, guys, hope you like this video. Hopefully, by the next video, I'll be feeling better, and I'm not like dying of whatever the fuck I have, because I feel like shit every day. I wake up and get this coughing. But yeah, make sure to leave a comment, like. I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.